Combination router kits are a great way for a woodworker to purchase a new router. They come with a plunge base and a fixed base. And with those two bases, that's a lot of good routing. But you know, you can add a world of possibilities to what your router can do with shop-built jigs. And in this issue of Woodsmith magazine, we're presenting 3 different jigs. Now, before I introduce them, I would like to talk a little bit about a material that I'm using in each one of the jigs. And that material is 1/2-inch acrylic plastic. Now, if you've never worked with 1/2-inch acrylic plastic before, with a few techniques, you'll find that your common shop tools will handle it beautifully. Table saw, drills, taps, very easy to handle. Now, what I like about this acrylic plastic, it's rigid, and most of all, visibility. It's great to be able to see where the bit is and where my router is in relation to my work. It just makes things easier. It gives you more confidence when using the router. So, acrylic plastic, it's a great thing to use for the jigs in your shop. So, let's introduce the 3 jigs. The first one in the center here is a mortising jig. Now, mortise and tenon joints are the backbone of so many woodworking projects. So if we can find a way to make cutting mortises easier, it's going to really help us out. The way this jig works is I have my plunge base mounted to a piece of the acrylic plastic, and there are 2 fences, and they're adjustable. I loosen the knobs on the top, and I can position the fences wherever I need to. So in use, I would position those fences to straddle my workpiece. Let's say it's the style of a door. And then I'll position the fences probably to center my bit. Once I have this router set, and my fences set, I just need to make 2 marks, a starting point and a stopping point on my workpiece to let me know where the bit needs to travel. It's very easy, it's very fast. With the clear acrylic, you'll get a good view of what's happening and you can cut those mortises with confidence. Now, the second jig I'd like to talk about here is this bridge. I don't have a router base on here right now, but it would take the fixed base jig. This bridge rides on 2 rails with my workpiece in the center. And what it's for is planing odd or difficult projects. Let's say you've just made a large cutting board of ingrained maple. That's not something you can put through a planer. But using your router and this bridge, you can very easily and professionally surface it. Or perhaps it's a log end. There's all sorts of things that you can use this jig for. So it's going to give you a lot more possibilities for your shop. The last of our jigs is this oversized base. Now, if you've ever used a router much, you'll know that they typically feel a little bit top heavy because of the weight of the motor. And what an awful feeling it is when you're routing a profile around a project and you feel it tip. That can very easily ruin some work. Well, with an oversized base, it really spreads the weight out of the router out, and it's going to give you a nice, stable platform for routing edges. We also added a few tricks to this jig, and that is some dust collection and some feet which can be screwed to it, which will allow you to flush cut plugs and dowels and that sort of thing. So 3 jigs which will really expand your ability to use your router, and you're going to find them all in issue 237 of Woodsmith magazine.
Thanks for watching. If you liked that tip, be sure to subscribe to the Woodsmith Shop channel. We're always adding new shop tips and woodworking videos every week, so hit the bell button to be notified. Plus, look for project plans and downloads in the description below.